See, one of the things that happens when you're painting is that you get distracted. And I've got to say, I don't get distracted very frequently, but every now and again I do. But it doesn't mean that I'm not focused on what I should be doing. It simply means that I've been distracted. So there we are. So welcome to another live stream from me, Robert Hagan, and we're going to pursue this painting and see if we can push it along a little bit. This painting we worked on about a week and a half ago, you remember, or about a week ago, and it was just coming along sweetly. It just had everything was just coming off the end of the brush, and that's really how a good painting should work. If you're following a design, a method that works, that's integrated, that has a step-by-step procedure that works, then you should be able to do a painting like this. You just go step by step, and everything falls into line. There's no drama, there's no quandary, there's no gaps, there's no sort of too much thinking going on, other than simply following the ingredients at each step. Well, that's what happened here. So let's look at this painting. It's a simple painting, but a very good painting. It's got everything there that sort of wants to work right. We worked off this is the White River National Park near Vail in Colorado, and it's just like this. The scene is like that. I've put a couple of horses, a man with a yellow slicker, shuffling his way across this narrow stream. This is the White River, actually. And I've put a little bit of a shuffle here of water sort of sprinkling its way and being ruffled. So it sort of worked pretty well. I want to see if I can advance that tonight or today with something else. And I'm looking at this. We've really got, this could be an explorer type painting, a sort of frontier type painting, where we've got horses together with pack horses and so on, all going across and trying to find their way across this stream into the other territory over here. So I think that's where I'll go with this painting. So if you can, you might want to follow me now, and we'll just pop into this area over here, and I'll come back and talk to you in a moment about workshops and other things, but let's just do a bit of painting for now. So let's just see how we're going to do this. We've got white horses, and we've got the sun coming from that angle, and I think this is going to work. Oh, here we go. What have we got up here? We've got some brown, we've got some darks. Okay, let's just go for some darks first. I'm going to push this, I want this horse coming in the front of this, about here. I want to have that horse. Maybe coming across, head down, head like that. I'm doing this horse here. Have a look at that horse. And we've got two pack horses. So I'm going to pop him in the stream. So there'll be water splashing up around his hooves and legs and so forth. So that'll give us a nice sense of energy and excitement there and power. And the horse has got his head nicely down, so he's looking where he's going. And that makes this, that strengthens the narrative in this painting, because we need to be able to describe what's happening here by the actions. And this horse is going to do that for us nicely. I'll take him up a bit higher. And I'm just going to use some alizarin with a bit of phthalo blue. Those of you who know my palette, don't worry about where I'm going at the moment with my palette, because it all returns to safe territory in due course. So down we go. Horse's head is down. Down he comes and over we go. And down we go down like that. And we're coming down to the one front leg just popping out as he finds his way into the water. A nice bit of action there. There we go. See? Easy, 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 easy. So that's and down it goes. Back to our darks. And there's a stirrup in there, about that point there. And then over we go to the body of the horse. Those of you who say, oh, I can't paint a horse, yes, you can. You stay with me. I'll show you. I'll lead you into these painting areas where you can do everything, actually. You can make everything happen. This is a bit of a long horse, this one. He's definitely not a quarter horse. And down we go. And a little bit of a turn there. Then back comes that back leg. Now we can adjust that a little bit. If we want to, precise. Where's that? That goes about there in relation to here. Or maybe a bit lower, there. And down it goes. So we're just motoring along, getting it right. Getting it right, folks. And there we go. Just fill that in. Up goes that. And then another horse starts about there. And let's just go along and put him in. See how this is not hard. We don't need to... Look, I'm just sketching this away. And I've had years of experience. So in that way, I'm in front of many people. But you don't need to worry about that too much because there's ways of transferring this information from a photograph or from your reference material to the canvas. Don't panic about that. We can use any tool we want to. I mean, we don't ignore technology. There are projectors out there which we can use. There's transfer methods we can use. I'll show you those. And in fact, at a workshop, I'll bring along the equipment we need to. I can't sketch that in. That's beyond me. Don't worry about that. At the end of the day, what we're trying to do is paint a picture. We're not going to get bogged down with technicalities of transferring. We can use technology to help us do that. And we'll do that. We'll do it exactly that way. Right? So don't worry about that. The point is to paint pictures. That's what it's all about, painting. Not about the technicalities and explaining to the purists that we did it this particular way or that particular way. Let them have their day in the sun. But our day in the sun will be with the painting that we have just completed. And it'll be great painting at that. So let's go on with that. Okay. Can we see that painting there okay? Is that painting good? You can see it? Okay then. Do you want to move the camera or is it okay? Move the camera? Maybe come a little bit. No, I don't see it. It's okay. Okay. I've been told by the directors here that we're looking pretty good. So off we go. Let's keep on powering here. Okay. Adjust my glasses. And here goes the horse's head. I'm back to this part now. See, I moved along. And that the neck is about there. Now I'm repainting some of this as my eye settles in. As my eye settles in, certain things need adjusting, and that's what I've just done. And that's what I've just done. We'll get up to the jockey there in a moment, but for now we'll just power along with the horse, and it's basically the outline is what we're doing. We're taking the shape, and we're really painting in just the shape. And off we go. And down there. Now this is a mixture of thinner with linseed oil, so it's going to bind nicely to the canvas. So we don't need to worry too much about whether it's going to work or not. And down this leg goes there, and it pops in the water there, and so on. We can see that the sun's coming across that way, so this is where the water is going to be splashing. All right. Not hard, is it, folks? Really, it's really not hard at all. So let's put this one in. Now, where's the bottom of that horse here? See, in relation to here, if we draw a line across there, we're about there with the horse, this horse here, which is right. So that's good. But see, we dropped right down here. So we've got to take this across about there, drop it down, over we go, fill that in, up we go, and then down here we go again. And what's that angle? See, when I'm painting, I stand very erect. You must stand straight. If you're leaning, then what you're going to paint is going to be out of whack. It's not going to be standing as it should be. So I stand very erect, so that when I'm addressing the painting, I'm working from the reference material, I'm working squared on. You must be squared on to get things as they should be. All right? So that's how I am. I'm not leaning one way or another. Let me get back over here and do it. Although I'm forcing myself to stand away from the painting so you can see what I'm doing. Normally I'd be right in front of it. Here we go. We want this one to come down about there. And this leg goes there. Thus. And this then is nicely extended. The horse is stretching out, as they do. And he's going to find his hooves in there, like that. And the water's going to be splashing up and down. And up we come here like that. And across. Now, where are we in relation to the back of that horse? There we are there. We've got another horse to go behind that one, which is, he's coming in about there, about above that point there, is his head. And how high is that horse's head in relation to the other horse? You see, this is what we need to do all the time. It's about the same height, so I'm looking pretty good there. That's about right there. So you need to check these things all the time as you're going along. And it's really basic sketching. I'm not doing anything very clever here. I'm just going along, painting a picture, looking at things that are in order. And I'm really just sketching in a series of shapes. That's all I'm really doing. And this one comes down. There's the horse's tail there. That horse's tail goes down there. This horse is coming. His leg is there. And the other leg is over here. Like that. So in any workshop, I suppose the question would be asked, can we do that, Robert? Well, like I said a moment ago, yes, you can do this, because I'll be bringing with me whatever we need to make this happen. So nothing's really too hard. Now we can tune these two lots of horses in shortly, but let's just get the rider on there now, the frontiersman, the trapper in this case, because they're heading into the mountains. What I'll do now is just go to the highlights on the guy. He's sitting in here like that. And his arm's about there. This brush, folks, I'm going the day after tomorrow, I'm going to a factory that I've spoken to at length to make my brushes. And I'm going to get this brush made and a couple of other brushes made, right, that I use. I don't use, look, I only use really two or three brushes, but I'm going to get 4 made. I'm going to actually build in this time a fan brush. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. How are we looking there? That's looking pretty good, isn't it? And he's got a bit of a lasso there. Well, let's put the darks in there now. What's he got? It's a jacket. He's got a jacket on. So we've got a couple of little bits of colour in here before we really do the hard stuff. So he's got a nice, let's look at these, there's his colour, his pants colour. Looks like it's a skin he's wearing there. And there is the stirrup shield. Here's the saddle. He's got a saddle cloth on there. Let's do I'm just mixing up a nice dark from cobalt blue or phthalo blue and some alizarin. So these two colours with the alizarin make our darkest dark, and that is a dark. Right, there it is there. Take a phthalo with alizarin, put them together, add some of our thinner, and there's our brush shape. So we've got a nice chisel on there. So I'll take that across here and put in there his head, as I see it, down there. And off we go. Take that head up a bit further. Other arm out there. And just put in this like that. And we're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good. He's a bit small there. I'm going to make him a bit bigger, actually. So watch what I do. How hard is this? If you make a little mistake, how hard is it to fix it? It is easy to fix it. I'm just going to go like that. Take that off. And I'm going to come up make it a bit bigger. Some white. And now how high, we should be up about there. maybe even more. So I was too low, I was too small. I was too low there, so his hat is up here. That's where he should be, and that's about the right height, actually. So we've got that back into shape. Let's put the saddlecloth on. It's a nice turquoise blue. That'll pop in here. Look at that. And just a suggestion of it just there at the front. So now we've got some serious folks. Let's grab his there we go. And there. Now we're getting it. Now we're getting it. That looks better. That's about the right size. So it's all a question of getting things in proportion. And if we don't get them in proportion, we just simply go back and do it again. Now I can work up a bit of colour in here. Now. And that'll give it a little bit more extra meaning. And it goes across. It's falling right across his lap there. What's happened over here? Let me find that white. There's our white in that. All that under there we've got some white. A bit more of that. There we go. There we go, folks. Now we can see where we're going. Let's put the bit of colour in these horses now. I want some burnt sienna. There we go, got some burnt sienna now. And this horse's head is coming in about there. So we're going to put some colour on him. It's a pack horse, and he's got a nice pack on there, which we can put in, and the other horse is over here. So we'll just darken him up a little bit. There's a horse's head here, that's that horse, that one. There we go, looking good. Looking good, good, good. And looking even better as we go along. On the tail, and this horse's rump is there. And we're just starting to motor along. You can see it all happening there, folks. That's really working well. Really working well. So what I need to do now, I can't see any more in that without the magnifier. Even though I'm wearing eyeglasses, they're simply not good enough, right? And they're simply not, even if you use the naked eye, it's not good enough either. You won't get the detail. And we need to see, if there is detail there, we need to nail it. No good guessing our way through a painting. Guessing gets you a substandard result. You can say, well, I improvised. You can say that. But to the discerning, educated eye, it's still guessing. Right? Someone who knows art will say, well, he guessed his way through that part there. He wasn't working off solid material. And I don't like that. I like to be an honest painter, an honest artist. In a figure, then I want to show it in that figure. All right? So how do I get that? And I do. All my paintings have a degree of accuracy, a degree of a sense of knowledge about them. And that comes from referencing good material and being able to interpret that good material with equipment that works. So I use this. And those of you who know me know also, those of you who have bought the magnifier, it's on our way, right? Chinese New Year is setting in about a week's time or less than a week's time. That'll be the end of everything as far as we know an orderly life for at least 3 weeks, and that's put us back a bit. But we're going to end up with this. We all will have this one. Not slightly better shape than mine, but we'll all have a magnifier. So let's go back over here and see what we can do. So now I'm using the magnifier to come in and find what I've got to find. Where I can't find the detail, I'll now look for it and I'll get it right. So here we have the pack horse. And he has a pack on his back. And there are ropes coming down like that, and they're disappearing under him. And he has a couple over his neck that go like that. He has a cloth at the back which got some red in it. So I'll indicate that as well. And it goes like that. And we have the horse's neck just there. And the horse has we'll put the ear on in a moment. Let's go to this other. Let's also just put a bit of the rigging on, because there's quite a bit of strapping going on around this horse. There's a halter at the back there to hold everything together. There's a little strap there. Here's our other horse's head, and we can see his ear is in light. And the neck. See, I couldn't see this before. I simply couldn't see it. And there's a halter there. Let's put that in a bit brighter so we can see it. And off we go. Around there like that. There's his horse's rump and his tail. And his back leg is in light, because we're going to get the light's coming from that side, so we're going to see that. Now, what have we got over here? Let's come back to our main horse. I can see more here now. Now we're starting to cook with gas, folks. This is cooking with gas. Let's put in our mountain man's face first, and his hand. And we'll just put in a few little marks on there's a lot of little things here that we need to put in. I mean, honestly, we've got to be honest with this. We need to do this as well as we can. There's no excuse for substandard work, folks. None. None whatsoever. We can just see a saddle in there. So let me come back over here and put that in. There we are, there. There's a strap down there. There's a halter. And up in here, we have let's put the man's head in there, dark at the back where his hair is. We can just see that. And then down there goes the front. Under his hand we've got a shadow. And then the shadow of that sleeve. And so you can see all that. If you don't put it in, you're not being honest with the subject. And we need to be honest with the subject. See that little line underneath there? Let me step back a bit. And it goes like that. There, that's it. And there's creases beneath that. There's a line there. That sits down on him. So we need to get all these little things right because they're part of what the narrative is. They're part of what the story is. And this is a story about frontier life. It's about living in the frontier. And down here he's holding the rope, which comes down and finds its way there. So that shows that. We need to do that horse's ear. Where are we going over here? We've got that. We've got the horse's ear just there. Can you see that? And the mane. Now we're getting that part right. All these little things. And we got the rope going over there, like that. And we got a little bit of, just little bits of dark that show us that that's being held down by ropes. All right? So there's a few more things. There's a pack on the back of this other horse, which we've got to put in. So I'm going to go mix up a little bit of a light cream. And over we go here. And I'm looking. Now, I couldn't see this before. There's no way I could get this. But now I can. And that horse has got a pack on his back as well. And this one has got some little bits of colour on it. And there's a halter here on this horse. And there we show it. And another one at the back. And so on. And let's drop this, let's find this rope here that's coming down from our man here. There we go. Now, is there something on, oh yes, we've got something on the front of this horse here. There we go, and one there, and of course we've got something going on down there. There we are. Now, how about a little bit of splashing water, just to charge that up a little bit. So I'm going to put in a little bit of blue in here, like we did in this one here. Let me tie this together now. I want a little bit of alizarin. That'll do me. That colour there. See that colour there? Let me take that one over. There's the brush. All right, and we're going to flick it across here first. Now let's go straight across over here. We can make that, jump it up a bit more there. A bit underneath. Now let's take it across here. Are you with me there? Don't go to sleep on me. Now we're starting to integrate. Over here, that leg is popped up there, so I'm going to come up into there. And a little bit there, like that. And we're just nicely integrating the horse with the background, with the other horse. Because that water just explodes when the hoof comes down and bang in the water. Of course, the water just explodes up, separates, and there's a veil there. There's air, there's water in suspension in the air, little droplets and so forth. And we need to have that. So we use our brain to analyse what's going on. So that's all working out. Now I'm going to put some real dark underneath there just to lock that down into the, where's some deep, 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 deep. I'm going to come back here and put it in this horse first because we're integrating. Now over we go here. See how dark that is? Let me get some more. See that stroke? Back over here. Look at that now. Back under the horse where the shadow is. His body is throwing a shadow on that water. So that's what I'm showing now. And there we are. That looks good, doesn't it? Of course, the horses are turning here a little bit, so there's going to be a little bit of residue splash over behind them. But it also leads our eye into the painting. And we've got to be cognizant of all those little things. I'm going to darken this one now to tie it together with this. Push that dark, folks. There we go. There we are. Now they're both. Now that dark is unifying both of them. That's looking pretty good. All right. Now let's put some light in there. So I'm washing that brush. We're going to make this area here pop up a little bit now. So I need to mix up some. Well, it'll be a spray of blue water in there because that'll be the shadow of the lifting water. Then where the sunlight hits across, it'll grab that spray and turn it into a white foam, a white look. So it'll be two steps here. How do I know this? Because I look at it. Here we go. Here's our light one. First of all in there. Now we can see that works. Break it there a little bit. Now we can put a bit of reflection down. Okay, now over we go, the next one. Over we go. Here we go. There we spray, and I'm just pulling I'm using the side of that brush. See how I'm using the side of it? I'm not taking away that dark. I want that dark in there. A little bit of reflection down there. And off we go across there. Now, how about some light on that? Okay, here we go. Step 2. See if I can do this. Maybe Bob can't do this. Maybe it's just beyond him. It could be beyond me too. You wouldn't know. So I'm mixing up. I'm trying to get a little bit of light over there, like here, and voila. And here we go, just there. Oh, that's looking okay. I need a bit more white up in here, folks. So I'm going to press some white out. Got it. I got some on my hand as well. Okay, let's go back again. Now, I would normally use the pastry brush for this because you get some real good random effects. What have I got there? I've got some sort of dog hair in there, I think. A dog hair. Here we go. Now, that's starting to work, isn't it? that is working. And up in here, let's put some light there. So because he's on this side, I can advance that spray and make this more energetic on this side. There's a big lump of paint there, folks. That's a great big dollop of paint there. There we go. That's looking pretty good. Hot property, Bob. There we go. Some good things happening in that painting. There's some very good things happening there. This one's got to have some more light put on it yet. Okay. So folks, that's about it for now for me. We've done quite a bit tonight. I haven't said hello to any of you, but this more about there's an update on the magnifier that we posted last week. There's also material on the Facebook about the forthcoming workshops in the US. In my studio with me for 3 or 4 days in a workshop, structured. You'll learn everything I can show you. You'll be more than welcome. So just stay tuned to the Facebook page and take notice of the notices that we put up there. Great day wherever you may be, and I'll talk to you again in about 3 days' time. All right? So take care and happy painting.